Hare Krishna. So here's a question in reference to a video of a girl carrying a very big murti of Lord Baby Krishna and seem to be treating it like a child and loving it and worshipping that form. So then a question comes that, is this right? We have heard there's two paths in practicing bhakti called Vaidhi Bhakti and others called Raganuga Bhakti. Is it that? So let us see what actually this is. Now we are going to base our discussion on the book given for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas by Srila Rupa Goswami called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It is a manual guidebook and what Gray's Anatomy is to doctors. It's a kind of same, Similarly, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. There, Rupa Goswami states there are three levels in bhakti. One is called sadhana bhakti, bhakti in practice. Another is called bhava bhakti, bhakti in ecstasy. And highest is called prema bhakti, a loving devotional service. So we are aiming for prema bhakti, all right? But we have to start off in sadhana bhakti. Now, in sadhana bhakti, there are two levels. One is called Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, and another is called Raganuga sadhana bhakti. What is the difference? What is both? So, according to the definition, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti means when there is no attachment, no spontaneous loving service to the Lord. One is doing service to the Lord simply out of obedience. Shashanenaiva shastrasya. Obedience to the spiritual master or the obedience to shastras. Such obligatory service is called Vaidhi. And what is Raganuga? Raganuga is one who has a little greed. They are after the bhav that the Vrajavasis have. Ragatmikaika nishta ye Vrajavasi janadayah. What the Vrajavasis have, they have some greed. That is called following the footsteps of the Ragatmika Bhaktas. They are called Raga Anuga. Anuga means to follow. So many people in ISKCON have this misunderstanding that Vaidhi means rules, strict rules and regulations, and Raganuga means spontaneous, it means no rules and regulations. No. Both are under sadhana bhakti, right? Vaidhi and Raganuga. So actually we should practice Raganuga bhakti. That's what's pleasing to the Lord. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Adi Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrit. He says, I am not pleased by Vaidhi, it's very rule based. I'm pleased by little spontaneous. I'll give you a simple example how to differentiate both. Imagine going to school, a class with attendance. So many people go because to give the attendance. What is the focus? Attendance. Go just to get attendance. Right? If I don't get attendance, I get some punishment. But there are those who, regardless of the attendance, they are going because they really want to learn. They are motivated or enthusiastic or attached to actually learning. So the Vaidhi people are those who are governed by the rules of, if I don't go on time, I don't get my attendance. The Raganuga people are that despite attendance, okay, attendance is there, but more than that, I want to go because I really want to learn. So both people are under sadhana bhakti, both are in practice, and both follow the rules and regulations very strictly. It is just that the motivation is different. So the Raganuga Bhakta is motivated. So this video, in this sense, we cannot call it a Raganuga because even Raganuga Bhaktas follow the precepts of Shastra. And Shastra dictates, at least very clearly, how Rupa Goswami has given us for us, how we should deal with the deity, how we should worship the deity. So unfortunately, people always think that Raganuga means some mindless concoction, some creation, something out of the box, something, as they say in ISKCON language, avadut, you know. So that is not Raganuga. Now, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu goes so far as to also explain that those who only perfect up to Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, they may attain Aishwarya Goloka, Dwarka. Those who have Raganuga Bhakti, they can enter into the Madhurya Goloka, right? And those who have somehow a mix of both, Chakravarti Thakur says that they may end up in Mathura, in the spiritual world. So it's very important that we understand the mood given to us by our spiritual master, the Gaudiya Parampara, is to develop at least Raganuga Bhakti. So what is the difference? How do we develop? Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jaiva Dharma explains how to shift from Vaidhi Bhakti to Raganuga Bhakti. The practice is the same again. Externally, everyone follows Ekadasis, everyone chants japa, everyone does seva. Externally, it's all the same, right? What is the difference? The internal mood. The Raganuga Sadhana Bhakta has actually cultivated some affection for some personality in Vraja, some personality, one of the gopis, maybe it's Lalita, could be Champaklata, Radharani, or somebody, one of the gopis or one of the gopas, and they've developed a mood like they like that mood. So internally, they are meditating on the Nitya Siddha, and externally, they are following the Acharya. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in Jaiva Dharma, what is the two fastest way that you can convert your Vaidhi Bhakti into Raganuga Bhakti? Two things, he says. Deity worship, of course, according to the rules and direction of the Acharya, and hearing Krishna's pastimes. So when we hear Krishna's pastimes, the various interactions with different personalities, then we actually develop some fondness, some attraction to those personalities and those people in Vraja, and the mind is always thinking of such great people. Like if I tell the word Nandi Mukhi right now, so those of you who have read the Shastra, you're like, oh, she is a character that's mentioned in Lalita Madhav. Oh, sorry, Vidagdha Madhav, right? So some it conjures some memory. So therefore, two things it says: by doing deity worship, we become more attached to the deity, more attached to Krishna and Krishna's pastime. Because deity worship does not mean only the arti going in circles. It also means the various festivals and doing something to please Krishna, what he likes. You may offer some small cows, some peacocks, create a Vrindavan atmosphere. And of course, our deity worship has to be sanctioned and authorized by our acharyas and our spiritual master and under proper guidance. Right? We Gaudiya Vaishnavas do not worship other forms rather than Radha and Krishna. That is our main worshipable devata. So back to the question here, this person doing like this the deity. Well, I do not know who this person is. Could be a Nitya Siddha, but generally, as per Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, even the Nitya Siddha Prema Bhaktas, they will always follow the rules of deity worship given in Shastras. They will never set another kind of example in society. Even the great souls, they'll always follow the rules. And unfortunately, we see many people carrying Laddu Gopals and running around and showing this and that. Well, we don't judge them what can be done. But for us, we at least understand what's the difference between Vaidhi and Raganuga. So I request everyone to dive deep and look into Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the first 19 chapters. If you do your Bhakti Shastri, you will cover this. Three levels of Bhakti: Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, and Prema Bhakti. So most time Rupa Goswami spends on Sadhana Bhakti. That's where we are. And we can at least develop Raganuga Bhakti, Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti in practice. Then over time we'll become very quickly perfect into Bhava and eventually hopefully Prem. Hare Krishna.